Dustin, I saw a pretty cool story today on ESPN about you, about the way you donate all your fight gear and how you've been giving it away and auctioning it off. Talk about just kind of how, the genesis of that, how you started doing that.
It started a few fights ago when I was moving from Florida back to Louisiana. We were actually packing and breaking down containers that I had old gear in, and I was like, man, I have 30 pairs of shorts and gloves in here. I'm not giving away these WEC gloves, but I have 20 or 19 pairs of UFC gloves in here that I don't even, what am I doing with all this stuff? I tell people the first couple were cool. Like the first WC pair was awesome. The first pair of UFC gloves I ever fought in was awesome. I never want to get rid of those, but then it still means a lot to me. But when you have 20 pairs, this is getting too much. So I had drawers full of stuff, and when we were moving, we decided just to we were like, we can sell it, and I was like, let's sell it for charity. And me and my wife decided to do that, and we got the ball rolling. And now I have my own nonprofit in Louisiana, and I'm just trying to do some good stuff.
That's cool. How did you figure out how you're going to use the funds? What kind of organizations you were going to give it to?
When we first did it, I didn't really know. It was kind of like, let's just whatever's go. There's always, we live in a messed up time, so something's always going to be going on. And instead of picking one particular cause or purpose to give these funds to, and it's not even funds, we'll do charity or be the middleman and buy the stuff that these places need. Like the next one we're doing, that's what we're doing. We're going to be the middleman to help them reach their goal. But anyway, we saw a local charity in Louisiana. We wanted to keep it local, of course, to affect my immediate community I grew up in. But I'm not against going outside of Louisiana and do whatever. We're just starting off small, And I saw a homeless shelter and a couple other things that really caught my interest growing up on that side of town. And we decided to do it. We raised 3,000 meals for families in need the first time. This last one we did for Pettis. We did a widow of a police officer who lost his life a couple miles from a high school I went to. So that was really close to home. I actually got to go hand deliver a check to her, and he left behind 3 daughters, and it's just a terrible thing, man. So yeah, but this next one we're doing women and children who going through some homelessness and some tough times. They have on-job training and stuff at this place, this outreach center. So we're putting together necessity kits, everything the kids need for school supplies, and also everything that women need. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Sounds like it's a pretty hands-on thing. It's not just auction off some gear and be done with it. It sounds like you're really taking an active role.
Yeah, and even the money that I don't even take money a cut to send the gear or to pay. 100% of it goes to, and my wife's doing all the books. And if anybody has any questions, I'll tweet out or send out, the actual books and funding, show you exactly where the money goes. So we're really trying to keep it honest and help people out. But yeah, we're doing the good things.
Very cool. Last thing for me, I guess what I was understanding, you don't sanitize this gear that you sell, right? It comes as is. So this one might be one that's got a splash of blood or two on it. You think?
It's gonna be tough to beat the last shorts I just sold, but the Pettis fight shorts were like they were starched, bro. They wouldn't even bend.
What was the genesis behind picking the charity that you did for this time?
It's a women and children's outreach center. So I was raised by my mother and my grandmother. So women are very powerful and have a huge role in development and growing for men and women, and just it was something I thought that mattered.
What's your ultimate goals for this? Do you have plans to take it bigger and sort of make sort of a bigger, foundation out of it, or something you said?
Yeah, I have the Good Fight Foundation. I started. It's a nonprofit in Louisiana, but I want it to be as big as it can get and help as many people as it can. I'd love it to reach across different states, maybe different countries. That would be great. But right now, we're just trying to get the word out there. It's thegoodfightgroup.com, and you can check out our goals and our mission and everything we're doing right now. We'll keep it updated with new goals and stuff. So.
Is this something that you've kind of grown into, through fighting? As you've got older, or is it something that has always been something you wanted to do?
I like to help people if I can, but as I got more established in fighting and people knew who I, had more awareness, people knew who I was, more of a household name, especially in Louisiana, I felt like I had a platform to help people out, and why not, Yeah, it's just something close to my heart. I feel like if I can help people, that's what we all should be doing, if we have that platform and that opportunity. I'm just trying to use this for something good. Fighting is more than just stepping in the cage. I fight for a lot of things, it's not just silver and gold I'm fighting for. I'm fighting to help my family, help other people's family as well.
Speaking of fighting, I wonder what interests you more going into a fight like this. I mean, are you interested more in looking for a title, maybe fighting Khabib, or does the Conor McGregor wanting to get that back for you? I mean, is that more interesting on a personal level?
I mean, on a personal level, I set out to be world champion. That's why I started fighting. But of course, I'd love to get a rematch with Conor and try to right some wrongs and mistakes I made in the fight. But I'm into being, I'm fighting to be a world champion, not to catch rematches and hold grudges. That's not the goal. The goal is to be world champion.
And with the division the way it is right now, a win on Saturday would go a long ways for you. I mean, do you see a clear path for yourself to the title, or is everything kind of up in the air? I mean, how do you feel about it?
I mean, the sport is so crazy. Anything could happen overnight, and I feel like I'll be the closest I've ever been to fighting for the belt with the win on Saturday night. Maybe that is the next step, maybe one more, but I'm right there with the top two guys, I believe.
It's funny you mentioned earlier the WEC, the blue gloves. I think we all remember those. The last time there was a big MMA event at the Gila River Arena, it was WEC 53, which was the last WEC show. And I know you weren't on that card, but were you in attendance for that?
No, I believe Pettis fought Henderson again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I watched it on TV, but I remember it for sure.
Is there a certain level of nostalgia for you still that you hold for the WEC?
I mean, you can never take that away from me. That's like the guys walking around who fought in Pride. That's just an extra badge. I see Carlos walking around. I'm like, here's another guy. I think we're the only two guys on the card from the WC. So, no, it's an honor, man. It's part of history for sure.
Justin brought up yesterday that his camp when Rose beat Joanna yesterday was already 1-0 against your camp. Has that crossed your mind at all from this week?
That has nothing. That doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with this.
What area of the game do you think you're best at compared to Justin? What area do you feel like you have the best advantage?
Striking, jiu-jitsu for sure. We'll get in there and see his wrestling, but I have tremendous faith in my wrestling. I've been working on it for a long time and pushing myself very hard and putting myself in uncomfortable positions. Wrestling didn't come to me naturally, and I went to American Top Team and really started working on it, and I feel like I've come leaps and bounds. I can wrestle with the best guys in the world, so I feel like I'm solid there too.
Is there a certain level of mental preparation you have to go through too, and sort of conditioning yourself, like with a guy like Justin, and he talked about it before, like steeling himself, like knowing that he's going to go into a war type of situation? Yeah,
like I know there's going to be some times in this fight where it's going to be tough. I'm going to have to dig down. That's going to present itself. It might present itself often. I don't know, but I'm prepared mentally for whatever it takes. Like I said, I'm willing to leave a piece of myself in there to get the victory Saturday night.
Justin's one of those guys, he's self-admitted, I'll take two, or I'll take three to land one good one. And you've been known to be in fights where you like to brawl too. Do you look at this fight and say, hey man, this might be an opportunity for us to put a fight of the year out?
He won't be able to take 3 of these to give one, I promise you that. It ain't happening. I'm probably the hardest puncher he's ever fought, and no, I'm not going out there to, I want to have a long career. I want to go home to my daughter. If I can get in and get out, I'm happy with that. But I'm a warrior, so if that presents itself and the fight goes that way, then I have to fight. But I'm not afraid of that. But I'm going to try to finesse him.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you, Dustin.
Thank you.